Hello everybody. Okay, so let's do a reading now on what happened at the Helsinki meeting behind the closed doors. Let's see what we can find out. Death at the bottom. Okay, let me see. First I want to see from Putin's perspective. What's his game? What happened? Give us something from his perspective. Some clues. Okay. Money, the sanctions, I think, what I thought. Because he's blocked. I keep getting this card for him blocked, so it's really a pressing matter for him. Sometimes I see this card as the FBI, the Three of Pentacles. Agreement, so not unblocking the sanctions. Do something to unblock the sanctions. The FBI came into the discussion. Mueller investigation. Death again. To end it. I see this as an agreement, a deal. Let's end these. Let's figure out a way to end the sanctions and the investigation. Because from Putin is blocked, the sanctions are really a pain in the ass for him. It's hurting him really bad, and also I think, as I said, the investigation. Now let's see from Trump's perspective. So they just, their main concerns for both of them, for Trump is mostly the Mueller investigation, find a way to stop it, and for Putin his main concern is money, the sanctions. Okay, now let's see from Trump's perspective. I want to see something from him. Why do I always get this card for Trump? It's like very airy fairy lost. For me, this card, it can even mean illusions, projections, fantasies, delusions, like being completely ungrounded, hands in the clouds, having visions. This is what I get from this card. Power, the idea of power, main power. Putin. Yeah, let's see, the Tower. So it's a confirmation. We have the Three of Pentacles again, because the investigation is a threat for him. It's bringing down the freaking tower. So we had the FBI card. I see this as the FBI because it's usually, this card has the meaning of teamwork, working together. And I established like a while ago, weeks ago, that I see this card as the FBI sometimes. So this is it. The Tower falling, a way to get rid of the investigation. And you know what's ridiculous? It's fucking absurd. It's Trump and his followers banging on about the flag, and you gotta respect the flag, and that's the patriotism for them, you know? How dare you kneel when they sing the anthem or bullshit, and not actually standing up for USA's interest in the world. So from this card, the Knave of Swords, the aerial element. It has to do with the mind, thinking, coming up with ideas. Um, it looks like he's putting wheels in motion about something, but he's gonna be faced with difficulties because something else is lacking, something is missing. Okay, so from this spread, this is from Trump's perspective. He's afraid he's losing his power. Here's the tower, threatened by the investigation. It's on top here, the FBI, and is probably requesting help and assistance from Putin. Okay, so let's do the relationship spread between these two, Putin and Trump. Trump, Putin, and the energies between them. Trump, the emperor. Putin is put in the position where he needs to make a choice. The compromise, so clearly they already had an agreement. Okay, and this Knight of Pentacles, I could see this maybe the sanctions. It has to do with money, and here we have the compromise that they already made. But now I feel like actually the ball is in Putin's court. He needs to do something. He needs to make some sort of a decision. This being his card, this decision is going to be made by Putin, not by Trump. Here's Trump hanging on to his throne, the emperor. Probably I'll make the sanctions go away if you help me with some shit, something like this. But now it's up to Putin to make some sort of a decision to do something. This Knight of Pentacles, it could be about something methodical. This Knight of Pentacles. Let me get some clarification on this Knight of Pentacles. From what I see here, it ties up with the money being Pentacles with the sanctions. It's a confirmation that it is about the sanctions, and Trump is pressing on this. He needs help. I think Trump needs help. Putin needs sanctions lifted, and he uses this buffoon for his geopolitical games. Let me see. I think it's the sanctions, yeah, because when I get this, we had this in the previous spread, when I get this 7 of staff for Putin, I get it often. It's like blocking a road for him, challenges when it comes with the sanctions, with the money. So it's, yeah, this is a confirmation that it is about the sanctions and the money. But whatever they discussed, it's like Putin needs to do something. He needs to make a decision and act on something. And probably Trump promised him to do everything he can to relieve the sanctions. Okay. What? Bob Mueller, come here. You too, Abu Yaman. Come. Say hello. No, don't drink my tea. don't. All right. Now let's do a spread from Putin's perspective about this meeting. I want to see some more details, especially when it comes to the public, to us. Let's see, what did he wanted to achieve besides whatever the fuckery he's doing with Trump. Let's see something, some more details. Bob Mueller, what you doing? Come here, come say hi. Okay, let's see. He wanted to show his power to the world. He wanted to. Okay, so he wanted to show that he's this big, powerful leader. This Ace of Swords sometimes can be about raw power, when actually he's shitting his pants, so he's bluffing. Here we have the Five of Cups and the Nine of Wands, barely fucking hanging on, losing a lot. He's lost a lot, probably with the sanctions. He's barely hanging on there, trying to hold it together, but he wants to maintain this idea that he's this powerful leader. And bullshit people, you know? I think from this Hermit card here can mean isolation. And it may be because of sanctions. Maybe those are isolating. They're isolating him and his oligarchs. Because if they would impose sanctions on the whole of Russia, he doesn't care about people. It doesn't harm him. It wouldn't harm him if these sanctions would be imposed on the whole Russia, all people. But this Magnitsky Act sanctions are targeting the specific individuals who are guilty of human rights abuses. So they're targeting the oligarchs and their families, you know, in particular. And because the families of the Russian elites, they don't live in Russia. They live in cities like Paris, London, New York, LA. And that's where their money are. And that's where their children go to school. That's where they seek medical treatment. And this is one of the reasons why Russian education and medical systems are falling apart. They're being robbed by corruption. So this is what made Putin so mad about the Magnitsky Act, is that this was the first time that there was something blocking them from stealing money to safety. So if those monies will be frozen by Western authorities, what's the point in stealing money if they cannot enjoy their money in their luxury condos in Miami and whatever the fuck they spend their money on, or where they keep their money. So far, 49 of Russia's richest and most powerful oligarchs, all of them friends with Putin, they are targeted by this Magnitsky Act. So probably that's why he's kind of bleeding. That's why he's the loss here, the Five of Cups. He still has something. It's not completely, but like a major part. He's lost a lot. See, like this Three Cups. So for him, it's a major deal. For if he wants to stay in power, he needs to have his oligarchs happy, you know. That's the system there. So he's really hurting because of that. And the Hermit card, I could see this as the isolation from the sanctions, cutting off, you know. Could also mean introspection, like he's thinking, trying to understand what he needs to do, how to go on with his plan. He's barely hanging on, but he's posing this bravado. Both him and Trump. I see this. This is from Trump's card, and this is him, like raw power. These both cards are about power, asserting power. So they want to appear powerful, and especially Putin. He wants to appear like, look what I'm doing. I'm so tough. Look what I've done to USA. Look what he wants to maintain the tough guy facade. But he's a weak, pathetic piece of shit who has to resort to killing. He's just cunning, devious, a manipulator, a liar, and a coward. If you have to resort to killing your opponents, you're a fucking coward. You're not a tough, strong leader. He's a piece of shit. A pathetic fucking piece of shit. And okay, so about this bravado that he's trying to show, to look like a tough leader, you know, it's like when you got shit, you got nothing, but you have to pump your feathers to look like you're the big bird. And heard something, NATO combined GDP is over 18 trillion. Meanwhile, Russia is just over 1 trillion. So Russia's military expenditures are a mere 6% of NATO's. Putin cannot win a war against NATO. He can only bluff, you know? He can only try to sow chaos and try to break up these big alliances that are built to contain actors like him. And all the idiots who believe him, all these idiots warn against an imaginary World War III. But Putin would never dare to start that. So these people who believe this bullshit, they're useful idiots to Putin, so that he can destroy alliances and scare the weak and giving him that what he wants, so he can actually continue his actual wars that he's waging in Syria and Ukraine, and his assault on democracy everywhere. So he has to manipulate, he has to bluff, and this cards show it. It's all a bluff. He's shitting his pants, he's barely hanging on, the sanctions are really hurting him, but he wanted to show like he's this powerful guy. Anyways, now let me see from Trump's perspective. So this was from Putin, I want to see from Trump. None of Wands, Mother Russia. Trump, really, we have the moon on top, the card of delusions. Also, we had this card both for Putin and for Trump. They're shitting, both of them, they're shitting their pants. Both of them are in really tough places. Trump with the FBI investigation and Putin with the sanctions and all this bullshit. So I can see here the Empress is Mother Russia, maybe needing the help from Russia. I think this is Putin. This Five of Swords is winning through deceitful means. Two of Pentacles. Trump's priority right now is to maintain his balance, He's on the defensive mode. With the moon card, I get also fear from the the investigation, and also this idea of delusions. I think these meanings apply for Trump right now. He's a delusional person. He is sick in the head, but there's also fear. Most likely, this was pushed by Putin. Trump wanted this meeting too, but I feel like Putin wanted it more to show his maybe to show to the world that he's this tough guy. Like, look what I'm doing. And also with it's not a coincidence that Trump is not disclosing what they discussed behind the closed doors, not even to his staff, or at least so they claim, while Putin is trolling and is giving off this declaration, something like this, like they discussed, they agreed, and it's sort of like trolling the world, like something like this. So I think it's no coincidence, because with that Ace of Swords is power. He wants to maintain, he's desperate to maintain this idea of being powerful. Let me see again, show us something about Trump. Eight of Pentacles, it's weighing heavy on him. See, support is heading back. Again, we have the moon on top, so it's a confirmation that he's afraid. It's a lot of pressure for him, probably the investigation. He's in deep caca, so he's pressured. This the fear energy, challenges, difficulties, and he seeks support from Putin. So bravado thing right now, it was more for Putin, having at the bottom of the cards. The PR stunt was more, Putin needed that more. They did it on purpose. So the fact that Trump is not disclosing what they discussed there is under Putin's command, because Putin needs to feel on top of things, like he's strong, like he knows, like he can do everything that he wants. And that's why he said, when reporters ask something like if he interfered, like he said yes, he didn't deny it. He wants to have this image of a bad guy. Look what I'm doing, I don't care. So what you gonna do now? Look, I already got my guy on the White House. Now I'm gonna do whatever I want. So he wants to play this tough guy, but it's bravado. It's a facade. He's actually shitting his pants. He's actually hurting really, really bad. Okay, so I think this is it. I want to thank you guys again for all your support, your donations, your comments, your advices, everything, your suggestions. It was your idea with Bob Mueller. Persecutor Bob Mueller. So anyways, thank you for everything, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.